99% in. Rick Scott is 50.9 to Nelson's 49.1. Oh, look at this. The Kentucky clerk who refused to sign same-sex marriage certificates loses her re-election bid to the Democrat. And guess what? The Democrat was one of the guys who got denied by her.
That is sweet karma.
Yeah, that
right
is
there.
sweet. That is good karma.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to just go through the key states here. 13 key Democratic states. West Virginia, Joe Manchin picked that up. Minnesota, that's going Democratic plus 21 right now. Which looks pretty good. Klobuchar way up on that. Also in New Jersey, Bob Menendez won. Tester very likely to pull that off. It's a little bit of a middle finger there to Donald Trump, but still 11% reporting there. So you can't really know. Matt Rosendale may try and pull it back up. Mississippi in the Senate. Missouri, that's going to be interesting. Josh Hawley, Clay McCaskill down by 10. Ugh, that is rough. So that could be another red to blue.
That is, yeah.
Another red to blue. Braun in Indiana was the first red to blue, as Joe Donnelly was the first to fall. Tennessee, Marshall Blackburn wins easily. Ted Cruz wins in a much closer race. 3.3% was the final count there, which is very, very well, not the final count, but there's still a lot more to come in. Blackburn Cruz won, and McSally up by 0.7, Scott up by 0.8, sorry, Hawley up by 10, Kramer, red to blue pickup, and Hyde Smith is up in the Mississippi special by a 0.8 margin.
Looking at Ohio, not good news for Democrats at all. 88% are in. DeWine is up by 6% of the vote. He is up by 6. Going back over
Ohio
as
governor.
well. Yeah, DeWine's up by 6. Looking actually back at New Jersey 7th with Tom Malinowski and Leonard Lance. Malinowski is still behind, but by such a small margin of only 0.4%. Roughly 900 something, no, not 900, 700 something votes there, difference between both of them. Montana Senate race, pretty commanding lead for Tester. This lead is still going pretty big. Connecticut gubernatorial race, right now Stefanowski, the Republican, is up by 1.2%. Oh, excuse me, now it's 2.2% over Ned Lamont, who is the Democrat with only 29% in of the vote.
Yes, that's very much so much up in the air.
Oh, yeah. In Texas 23rd with 40% in. She's down now by 3.8% under Will Hurd. That's really all the races. And Missouri really is going all over the place now that they got a lot of the votes coming in. Josh Hawley is really commanding lead now with 12.3% now over McCaskill. That's definitely another race I think will definitely flip. Florida still have not called. 99% are in, probably still waiting for those big blue areas of Miami-Dade, Alachua, and Jefferson County.
Osceola County is a little bit more. Hillsborough, tiny bit more.
Hillsborough is so far. Let me look at Hillsborough if they had. Hillsborough.
Gillum could expand his lead a little bit there.
Hillsborough.
We have James there. All right, but the key thing here is we gain 2 seats on the Democratic side and we lose 2 seats on the Republican side, which is very interesting. And so it's all very interesting stuff. And we are looking again we're on the prowl here for more House pickups in these key races, as now the control of the Senate pretty much has been decided. Andrew Gillum, though, just for bragging rights, you really want to see him, because Gillum and Cruz and Stacey Abrams are probably some of the biggest races on the Democratic side. A lot of people are excited about it. And if they all 3 lose, that would not be great for just Democratic excitement prospects, because there's definitely things to grab onto from both sides here on group. So Will Hurd now up a little bit more now with 39% in. At least by the New York Times count. Another interesting thing was the House. We'll go back to the House here. We have, Will Hurd. There's another one worth checking out. But with the New York Times, though, they have all the key races there, and some of the toss-ups. They were pretty much, except for Florida 15 and Kentucky 6. Like, they're pretty much, a lot of them are leaning blue anyway. And except for Ohio 12 up by quite a bit. That's a little rough. But let's go to New York 22 now, because New York 22, that is another very interesting. Like, that's supposed to be a toss-up that is looking actually pretty good. Anthony Berdizzi up still on Claudia Tenney, so it's a little bit half and half right now. California closing will bring a lot more perspective to the race in the House, at least. That's for sure. If we look up, Guy Ressenthaler is another, again, a little bit of big pickup. Bibiana Borio losing there is a little embarrassing. But also, 16 points right now with 20% in. Tester up on Rosendale in the Senate, which is pretty cool for the Democrats. So it's something you like to see.
Yes, definitely. Really, Florida is just staying the same. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Florida is have the results in. Pretty much freeze, from what I can understand.
Yeah, literally free. I mean, Hillsborough. Oh, that's actually good. Hillsborough has been gaining towards Nelson, which is pretty good. But CNN has likely. They haven't written on their website yet that it's projected, but if you look on the tab, it says likely Republican for the Senate and for the governor race as of now. If nothing changes, really. But, the AP still hasn't called it. With 99% in, the AP probably definitely would have called it now if they thought it was going to be Republican, but they haven't, for reasons of that the urban areas still need to come in and vote, which is probably, in my opinion, because of the fact that it's taking so long for the Democrat tilting and likely counties. If I were Nelson, I would definitely call it recount if he loses his business. Is taking forever for them to count all these ballots. I mean, Miami-Dade, who she actually won in the first district, it was the third fastest district in Florida to actually vote for Clinton in the 2016 presidential election. So I don't know what is going on this year with their voting stuff. But if I were Nelson and I was smart, I would definitely do a recount due to the fact of how long this is taking and how quick they're probably trying to rush to get everything out. And, especially when you rush, you can get mishandled and all of those stuff. Because if they're having computer errors, they're definitely probably going to start hand counting a lot of the ballots and all that other stuff, which is probably the reason why it's taking forever. But if I were him, I would definitely call it a recount.
All right, yeah, definitely. It'd be interesting right now to see because we have a little. I think right now, in a few minutes or maybe even sooner, we have some.
The Democrats likely to take over the House.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
A few minutes in between, we have a very special person joining our coverage, and that is one Donnie Rivetto. I don't know if he's listening yet. He's not going to be on, but he's listening. And Donnie,
the man who thinks that Bill Nelson is not going to win.
Everyone's a hater. And so, Donnie has really wanted to hear James react to this. And James, what do you have to say? Is Bill Nelson still in it?
Definitely, and I probably would have definitely called it for Rick Scott now. By now, I definitely would have, but AP hasn't called it yet.
A little bit of a cutout
6% in Alachua County. Okay. You got still 6% in Alachua County. You got 2% in Miami-Dade. You got a commanding 7% still in Monroe County. That still needs to be counted. They're virtually tied. AP definitely would have called it by now if they thought that Scott could win this, but there's a reason why they're not. Because those urban areas could, shockingly enough, actually suppress Nelson over the top. Right now, I'm going to calculate the difference between the votes again. Before, it was 65,000. And as of now, Rick Scott has 4,118,239 votes, comparing that to Nelson's 3,979,803. The difference between both of them as of now is 138,436. So yes, Nelson has lost some his difference as of according to CNN. But looking at what New York Times and what the AP says, Rick Scott has 50.4% and Bill Nelson has 49.6%. So I think CNN is actually getting some flawed results here. I'm going to recalculate the difference because AP and New York Times have different percents and votes for some reason. So I don't know if maybe CNN is looking at something wrong or maybe they aren't updating it as well. But I'm going to recalculate the difference now with the New York Times and AP. And no one knows what AP is. AP is the the Associated Press. Those are the people who usually will call elections.
Yeah.
So for people who don't, like, I'm not talking about like AP in school or anything like that. I'm talking about like AP, like the Associated Press, are the people who call the elections. Right now, according to AP and New York Times, the difference between them is 58,444. So I think I think CNN has something going on with their results. It's kind of flawed for some reason for the Senate race, because AP and New York Times definitely by now would have had it updated. I'm gonna look also on Google as well, same 49.6, 50.4. So something's going on with CNN. I don't know what's going on with them.
So 49.6, 50.4. So all right, we are going to come back. We are literally running out of broadcast time because for those of you who don't know, we never use it, but sometimes we get to 3 hours straight on the air, and that's like the limit we can broadcast for a straight period of time. But before we go, we got a projection to make. Betsy Londgren has defeated Rodney Davis in the 13th House District of Illinois. That's going to be a pickup for the Democrats. They're moving closer to maintaining the House. So we'll be back in literally a jiffy. Just keep refreshing the Spreaker.com/TSWS page if you're listening live. And we will be back over the air soon with the rest of this night. So yeah, Democrats now need to pick up 6 Republican seats. That's all they need, and once they get that, they are good to go. All right, we're going to say so long, but only for a bit, because we are back. Now, by the way, 18 Democrats leading in Republican districts at this point, so we may be all done early 11:15, 11:30. That would be nice, because it's nice to go to bed. All right. We will be back in a short time. James will be staying with us. And by the way,
I will.
If you want to have any kind of discussion here on this show, and you know me, because I'm not having strangers coming on, please give me, just get in contact with me, give me a Skype name, and you're welcome to come on and give your thoughts about the election. 5 minutes away from poll closing. We'll be right here to cover it all. This is America's Vote on the Spencer Walsh Radio Network.